Hello everyone, welcome to this lesson. In this series, let's take a look at the best ways to insert columns and rows in Excel. Now let's start with the columns. Now there are times when you are working that you may need to insert new column for new data set. Now for example, look at this data. Now let's say I want to insert a new column here. Now what I can do, there are a number of ways in which I can go about it. And the first one is that I can, of course, highlight the entire column like this and right click. Once I right click, I have a number of options. Now here I'll come to insert. Now click on insert, and then I have a new column inserted automatically. Now one thing you should note is that the new column is the default setting is that the new column is automatically formatted to the format of the column on the left. In this case, you have it this way. So what you can do is that you can click on this small dot. This is format painters, and then you have the options. The small dot, click on it, and then you can now say, okay, format same as right. If I click on it, and then I have the format of the right column. So I can go like this by inserting the new column rather. And then also, let's say I want to insert more than one column. I simply have to highlight. Let's say I want to insert 3. Highlight the 3 this way, right click and go to insert, and then I have 3 columns inserted automatically, formatted to the format of the column on the left hand side. If I want to change it, I simply have to come to the dot, click here, and click on format, and then I have a new format as to the data on the right. That's one way of going about it. Then another way of going about it is that you can simply highlight the entire column like this, bring your cursor to this place and press on the shift key, and you can see that automatically the cursor has changed, and then you drag. You want to insert as many columns as possible, you simply drag, and then you have it. And then you see that you have a new column inserted for you. You want to change the settings, simply have to click here, change the settings, and then you have it. If you want to insert more than one, simply have to drag and drag as many as possible. You have it inserted for you. Now the last format is that you can use your keyboard shortcut. Simply click on where you want to insert your new column and then press on Ctrl plus the space bar, and then it automatically highlights that column where you have the cell where you have your cursor. It automatically highlight the entire cell, and then you now press on your Ctrl plus Shift and your equals to, and then you have a new column inserted for you. That's the keyboard shortcut. Ctrl, let me do it again, the benefit of doubt. Ctrl, Shift, and equals to, then you have a new column inserted for you. That's that about column. Now let's move to the rows. Let's say you want to insert a new row. The same thing, you simply highlight and then right click and then click on insert, and then you have a new row inserted for you. So you can simply come here, change the settings, and then you have it this way. Now you can insert more than one. You can simply highlight this way, click on this, and then click on insert. You have as many as possible. Also, let's say you can simply select where you want to highlight and then press your shift key, bring your cursor here. That's another way of inserting rows, and then simply drag. Bring your cursor, make sure you have your cursor there on this dot, press your shift key, and then you simply drag. And then you have new row inserted for you. Now the keyboard shortcut is that you simply have to put your cursor where you want to have new row, and then you press your shift and space bar, you highlight the entire row, and then you now press your Ctrl plus Shift and the equal sign, and then that's the keyboard shortcut. You automatically insert a new row in Excel. Now that's one way. Now let's move to others. Now here is a little bit complicated because you are having two tables. Now for example, if I want to insert a new row and I click here and I click on insert, you can see that automatically it auto affected the other table, which of course I don't want. So what can I do? Now if I want to insert, I will not highlight the entire column. No, I'll simply highlight the active cells where I want to have my new row inserted, and then I will then right click, and I will come to insert, and then you have this box. So it says shift cell down, which I will click on OK, and then I have a new row inserted for me without affecting my second table. That's one way of going about it. Another way is that you can simply convert this to a table. Just click on any cell in your data set, go to insert, and then you see table, and you can use this keyboard shortcut Ctrl T to create a table. Simply click on create table, and then you simply say OK, and then you have a table. Now if you don't want all this format, simply come here and then you say clear, and then you have your stuff like this. It looks normal, but actually this is a table. Now you want to have a new row inserted. Simply right click and then come to insert, and then you see where you have table row above or table column to the left. Click on this one, and then you have a new row inserted without of course affecting the second table. So that's one way. Now let's go to the column. The same. Let's say I want to insert a new column. If I click here and I click on insert, you can see that it affected the second table, which of course I don't want. So what will I do? You can I'll simply highlight the active sheet for that table, and then I'll right click and I'll click on insert. Then you check it, say shift cell right, which I'll click on OK, and then I have a new column inserted, of course without affecting this second table. And I can simply format by saying format same as right, and then I have this format, this light green format on the right. That's one way of going about it. Another way is, of course, you can turn it to a table. Click on it and go to insert, click on the table, and then say OK. You can clear the format, and then you make it look normal, and then you can then insert your column. Just click on where you want to have the column, right click, go to insert, and then you simply say table column to the left. Click here, and then you have a new column inserted, of course without affecting this second table. That's all for now, guys. If you find this tutorial useful, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.